phonics, we have been talking about suffixes. Where does a suffix come in a word? It comes at the end of a word. Suffix can also change the meaning of the word. We've learned in previous lessons suffixes ing, ed, er, and est. Yesterday, you provided me with some examples of those words, or words that have those suffixes. This week, we've learned some new suffixes. tion, which says shun. sion, which can say shun behind the consonants ln or s. And zun behind vowel sounds. Today, we're going to learn about a new suffix. The new suffix that we're going to learn about today is tial. T and I together say sh. So tial, that suffix, says shoal. Say that sound for tial. Shoal. Say it again. Shoal. Listen for shoal in the following words. Marshal, partial. That shoal sound came at the end, and it is spelled tial. When we think about our two decoding skills, when we're talking about the suffix tial, this suffix tial, just like tion and sion, form its own syllable. So tial will always be in a syllable by itself. Now let's look at a word that has tial in it, and we're going to practice how to code this suffix. So first we code vowels, blends, and digraphs as they come in the word. So here we have vowel A, but it's that bossy R vowel, so we're going to arc it with that R. A and R together say R. Then we have our suffix tial. We're going to mark it in the middle of that I and that A or X, and we're going to arc the whole suffix. Remember, tial says shoal. Now we have our vowel, and then we have our suffix. If you notice, there's that consonant T before those vowels, so that makes that tial have its own suffix there. So we're going to split it in between that vowel sound R and that suffix tial, which says shoal. Now let's go back and read the word. Partial. Partial understanding of a story means that you don't understand all of the story. Now, when we have the vowel I that comes before the suffix tial, it will be a short I, just like we had here, here in tion. So let's go ahead and look at the words. We're going to code vowels, blends, and digraphs. Vowel, vowel, and then suffix, so we have to arc that suffix together. We're going to go back to the beginning. We have a vowel, consonant, vowel. One consonant runs to the vowel behind it, so this I will be in a syllable by itself. Then we have our vowel and our suffix. Remember that suffix is going to be in its own syllable, so we'll split it. We go back to the beginning. This vowel here is in a syllable by itself, so it's going to have that schwa sound that says Now, here's where we're talking about. Before that suffix tial, we have that vowel I. Normally, that vowel would have the long sound because of where it comes in the word if we're following our decoding skills. But since it comes before that suffix, it has to be shortened. Let's go back and read this word. Ready? Initial. Initial. The first initial in my name, Gaskins, is the letter G. That is the first initial in my name. All right, now let's look at another word that has the shoal suffix at the end. Remember, when we're coding words, we're looking for three things: vowels, blends, and digraphs. So let's go ahead and let's look at this word. So at the beginning here, we have a blend. Then we have our vowel. Then we have our suffix. We're going to mark those two vowels in the middle with an X and then arc them together here, okay? Then we go back and we code the word using our two decoding skills. one vowel and then a consonant. Remember, it'll run to the vowel behind it, and that T-I-A-L, shul, is going to be in a syllable all on its own. Now we have vowel A. It's going to be long because it ends that word or syllable. So we have the first syllable, spatial, spatial, okay? All right, now we're going to learn two new suffixes today, but they both have the same sound. US and OUS are suffixes. They both say us. Listen for the us sound in these words. Campus, famous. They both have the us sound at the end of the word. Now, us, US, is a syllable that is a little bit different than the other syllables that we have learned. US will not be in a suffix all by itself. And when we code it, we're going to code it a little bit different. So let's go ahead and look at this word here. We're going to look for vowels, blends, and digraphs as they come in the word. So we have vowel A, and then we have that vowel U, and then the consonant S. But we're going to arc those two together because they say us here, okay? Now, U and S are there together, but they're not going to form their own syllable, okay? All right, so now we're going to code this word here, okay? In between our two vowels, we have two consonants. Decoding skill number 2 teaches us that two consonants will split. So we're going to split it in between the M and the P. Then we follow our decoding rules, right? One guardian consonant gives the vowel before it the short sound. Same for this one. U and S says us, but we can code it with that vowel being short there. Now let's go back and read it. Campus, campus. The campus grounds were well taken care of. Campus. Now we're going to look at the suffix OUS. OUS is it's marked the way that we mark our other suffixes. So we're going to go through our word. We're going to put that X in between the O and the U, and then we're going to arc the OUS. And remember, it says that same sound, us, okay? Now we're going to go back and we're going to follow. See how this one consonant is going to run to the vowel behind it? So we split it in between the A and the M. So that OUS is not in a syllable all by itself in this word. But it can be. Sometimes it will be and sometimes it will not be. Now we're going to go back. This A is going to be long. Famous. Famous. Have you ever seen a famous person? Now we're going to look at a word where OUS is in its own syllable. So we're going to go through and we're going to code this word. O and U, they are blended together here. They say oi. They're that special vowel. Then we have OUS that's a suffix, so we mark that together. In between this vowel, oi, and this OUS, our word will split here, okay? So then we can see that we have joy and then us, joyous. So here in this word, it did have its own syllable here, okay? The baby's birth was a joyous occasion. Now, when we have talked about suffixes and we've talked about the vowel I before them, remember we talked about shortening that I. But when we have OUS, the I behaves differently. The I takes on the sound of long E. Let's look at this word here. Let's go ahead and code our word. Here we have vowel O, vowel I, and then we have that suffix OUS that says us, okay? Then we're going to go back and code our word. In between the vowel O and the vowel I, we have two consonants. They will split. Then we have a vowel and then our syllable OUS. So we're going to split it there. And OUS is going to be in a syllable all on its own. Now, do you see this vowel I right before the suffix OUS? Here, this I is going to say long E. So we're going to have the syllable obvious, obvious, okay? So that I doesn't have the sound I or the sound I. It's taking on that long E when it comes before that suffix, excuse me, OUS. So we have the word obvious. It is obvious that you practiced reading these words, okay? All right, now we're going to go back and look at another word that helps us know the difference of using the spelling US or OUS. So let's go ahead and let's look at this word here. We have a vowel that's a bossy R vowel, and then we have this U and S suffix here. One consonant will run to the vowel behind it, so we split it in between the vowel sound and that consonant C. Here we have the word sir. Oh, that vowel U is short. Circus, circus. The circus is a place, okay? So it's a noun. Remember, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So when we have a noun and we hear that us sound at the end, we use the spelling US. But let's look at the word joyous. The word joyous is an adjective describing a person, place, or thing. So the classroom was joyous, or this is a joyous classroom. When we're having an adjective that describes a noun, a person, a place, or a thing, then you're going to use that suffix OUS. So when we have a noun, we use the spelling US. When we have an adjective to describe a noun, we would use OUS, okay? So that's just a little something to help you to determine the meaning of which suffix to use, okay? All right, guys, now we're going to take a minute to go through and read some words and some sentences with these suffixes in them. What sound does the suffix OUS make? Us. What sound does the suffix SION make? Shun or zun. What sound does the suffix TION make? Shun. What sound does the suffix TIAL make? Shul, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to read these two lines of words, okay? All right, so we're going to start with the first one. We have to know where to decode the word so that we know what sound our vowels make, right? So here we split the word in between that vowel A and that consonant M. Famous, famous, okay? All right, now here though, we ended with a vowel in that first syllable before we started our suffix us. So we're going to split it in between that vowel sound and then our suffix. So we have joyous. All right, I want you to go ahead and do the next word here. All right, this one has 3 syllables, doesn't it? Studious. Studious. Great job. Now let's go ahead and look at this next word here. Go ahead and read this next word. All right, we have marvelous. Marvelous. That E had that schwa sound Marvelous. All right, go ahead and read this next word. Nervous. Nervous. Remember that uses that spelling OUS for the S sound because it is describing a noun. Okay? All right, now let's go ahead and I want you to read through this line of words. When you're done, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right, let's go through now and let's read these words together. Ready? Diversion, permission, attention, prevention, porous. Okay? All right, guys, now we have already read sentence number 1, but I'm going to let you go ahead and read that again. When you're done reading sentence number 1, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right, so we have here S-I-O-N, which says shun or zun, but it has an N in front of it, so it's going to say shun, extension. Then we have here T-I-O-N, which says shun, vacation. Let's go back and read it. Ready? Read. We all want an extension of our vacation. Great job. All right, go ahead and read sentence number 2. When you're done reading sentence number 2, I want you to give me a thumbs up. All right, here we have the word that ends in O-U-S, famous, okay? Then we have this word here that has an S-I-O-N. It's followed by that N, so it's going to say shun, mansion. All right, then we have T-I-O-N, which says shun, location. Let's go back and read this sentence. Ready? Read. The famous artist has a mansion in an unknown location. Great job. All right, go ahead and read this last sentence. The last sentence here. Okay? When you're done reading that last sentence, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'm not going to be able to highlight it because it's going to cover up some words. So just read the last sentence, and when you're done, give me a thumbs up. All right, let's start with this word here. Okay? T-I-A-L says shoal. Substantial. All right, T-I-O-N says shun, portion. All right, O-U-S says us, tremendous. And then U-S here says us, cactus. Let's go back and read this sentence. Ready? Read. The porcupine crashed into a substantial portion of the tremendous cactus. All right, great job, guys. We will continue practicing with these suffixes tomorrow, and I encourage you to practice through these as you come across them in your independent reading time.